Hey everybody, Joey here from Trollbridge Studios, and welcome to the tutorial series of the scripts and mechanics of the top-down 2D RPG Pro Kit. This is the start of our kit series, in which you will learn how to use this kit as a whole and individual mechanics, such as A-Star pathfinding, skills, inventory, crafting, and shopping as an example. This tutorial will mainly cover the structure of the kit and how we set up and our camera scripts. To start everything off, we will be using the paradigm Unity gives us to structure our game. It goes as follows. We will be starting with a scene which we will visit one time and one time only, our demo start scene. This scene is where we will be loading all of our managers and helper scripts so that we can use our systems we created in the game with easy referencing. One quick script I do want to point out which makes referencing very easy is our grid helper script. In the demo start scenes, we will be using grid helper to grab all the scripts for our systems so that we can easily get the variable or method with just one line of code. As an example, if we wanted to add something to our inventory when we're completely on a separate script somewhere else, we would just do something such as grid underscore helper dot inventory dot add item, fill in the parameters of the method. Scene change instant holds a script called scene change instant that will transfer us to the next scene when its start method is ran, and this is just one of the many scene change scripts that's in the kit. So basically we are in and out of this scene in a blink of an eye. So our other game object is holder, and when you click on it and you look at its children and the scripts associated with it, there's a pretty good chance you will be overwhelmed. So this whole series will be broken down into a bunch of tutorials so that you can understand this kit just as well as I do. One script we do want to take a look at on our holder script is our setup script. We have two variables that we can place here. One is our prefab for the player, and the other one is our UI canvas, which is our game object that holds our visuals of our player, such as the amount of keys, the bombs, the crystals, the health. Pretty much what you see at the top of the game tab right now. Two scripts we want to take a look at that are children of our holder is our main camera follow, which holds main camera zoom and camera follow slide script. Mouse camera zoom allows the usage of zooming in and out with your middle mouse button. Camera follow slide allows the camera to follow the player, and at the same time allows for a panning motion whenever we want to move off the screen. Let's take a look at how the kit organizes player characters. For every character entity in this kit, we have a parent-child relationship. The parent game object will hold our character manager, and it will manage certain actions of our character. This parent also holds some holder scripts such as sounds holders, so we can easily reference certain prefabbed audio clips and sprites, etc. Setting don't destroy on scene load will make sure that we don't have to keep destroying and recreating our player on every scene change. The child game object player data holds scripts that contain data for our player. As an example, the amount of bombs, the amount of keys, the equipment that we're wearing, everything based on what the player has. The player game object is what we will visually see in the game. Sprite renderer plus animator, so we can see the player, and a movement-based script such as 8 directional movement, so that we can control the movement of the character. This is the gist of how we would make our movable and controllable player. So now let's take a look at the main world the player will spawn in, and we will begin demo 1. So we first see in our hierarchy is a scene manager and a level game object. If we click on Scene Manager, we will notice a Scene Location script where it holds an array of transforms. These transforms are the locations we can spawn at when we load this scene. As an example, we have one spot we can spawn at in this scene which is called Player Start, and its index is at 0. So if you want to spawn at Player Start in this scene, then we need to make sure that we choose that index in the array on the scripts that change the scene. A child game object of Scene Manager is Scene Boundaries. Here we have two areas, and when we want to go to another area in the scene, we will want to have the camera pan over. So Area 1 and Area 2 are the two areas, and there are two game objects called Slider 1 to 2 and Slider 2 to 1, which is where we have game objects that handle the camera panning when the player collides with them with the slide camera script. To let the camera know exactly how far it is allowed to move, so that we can create multiple areas in the same scene, is the children game objects of the camera boundaries game object. That is a child of our scene boundaries game object. Here you set the boundary sizes of how far you want your camera to move for this area. So as we play this demo, the goal here is just to make it to the end and collect the end item. You will notice as we are moving, we have some scripts in works to adjust the distance of the camera. The script zoom camera collision will lerp the camera distance to the variable specified when the player enters the collision space. There are 2 of these in Demo 1, and you will see a zoom in and zoom out. This is a brief overview of Demo 1, which we talk about structure setup and camera scripts. Next tutorial will be on game time, lighting, and weather. See you all in the next video. Bye!